Hey boys and girls, it is a cold one today. You probably can't see it, but there's little ice flakes falling from the sky. I've got the sawhorses out, and while I'm waiting on my electrical to arrive from Amazon, I built a mock-up of the bed. Now I got these brackets from, I don't know, I'll put it up there somewhere. Okay, well, this is this guy's home page, and he's located on Etsy, and let's see if we can't find his hitch pins. Here we go. Mousing around here. There we go. This is the guy. And this is a 3D printed plastic piece that he makes. But this came out really nice, really simple. Let me walk around to the other side. Whew, so far, I got almost 2,000 miles on the Redboy, and no problems. Okay, so what do we got? Well, I think it was hitchpin.com or maybe. Anyways, 3D printed these pieces. Then I went to Lowe's and I got brackets, framing brackets, corner brackets. And just screwed it up. It drops right in. I'm going to put one screw in each one of these corners instead of the brackets, and I'll be able to cut my plywood, and then it's all just going to come out, except I'll leave the side rails there so that I can do my ceiling, electrical, lights, insulation. All that good stuff is coming soon. But I've got my ribs on. I'm starting to put up some wall framing for things. I figured out where my cabinets and coolers and microwaves are going to be. I can't believe how expensive, though, buying some of this shit is. That's where the big part of my budget is going. It's not to building the cabinets and, a few pieces of plywood. It's, $500 for an ice cooler, or at least 3. And then it doesn't get any cheaper if you want to buy a power bank. I mean, high top, I can handle driving this. Mag wheels, I've seen a few nice ones online, but nothing red, nothing full glass. Not having the wheels. I can't believe this was somebody's work truck. God love them. But my Tundra over here, that was my work truck. For about 18 years, I did a sheetrock business out of that truck. Daily driver, weekends to West Virginia kayaking. That bad boy rolled, and still does. Above the driver and passenger seat, on the ProMaster, there's a top cubby. You've got one right over here where you're sitting down, but there's a big one right here. And what has to happen is my ceiling boards have to come across and tie in somewhere here. Now, I could take these buttons down and cut this back and put a board across here, which might be the choice. But what I think I'm going to do is, there used to be a security wall across here. I've got the evidence of rivet nuts, but also broken off tabs right here. There's 4 of them. So my thinking is, I'm going to run a panel right up to the ceiling to shape, okay? Cut everything, notched in, and then I can use these tabs with an L bracket, screw in here, and then those tabs will be able to connect to the back of this. Now, you're wondering, okay, how does that work for connecting the ceiling? Well, my plan is to put this in place, and then I think it's about 1.5 inches down. I can just run a cleat along here attaching into this, and my ceiling can tie right into there. And that's the plan. Make a cutout for this with an opening so you can still reach right in. It'll be attached here on the bottom. I might not even rivet nut it on either side, especially if I use 3/4 inch plywood. And then when the ceiling ties into that cleat, I should get no play. And then I can just cut around all my foam blocks and make everything to fit. That's what this cardboard's for today. I'm gonna make me a template of the outside shape. So I'm gonna call this a perfect fit. And what I needed here was this so I could cleat my ceiling boards running into it. So now I've got something to catch on the top. It's close enough for government work. I just got to sand it up, clean it up a little, and that's it. And of course, this bad seam up here, you won't see that. That's going to be hidden. The seam along the bottom and the window was actually scribed off the ceiling, so they're much smoother cuts. But I still have not seen one, and you can let me know in the comments. Has anybody else seen a full glass Ram ProMaster in red?